My name is Scott Ackerman, and I'm a radiation oncologist here in Jacksonville, Florida. In my practice of radiation oncology, I see many patients, many women with gynecologic malignancies, and many of them have cervical cancer. Cervical cancer used to be a big problem in America, and it is still a problem, but not as big a problem as it had been because of what's called the Pap smear. The Pap smear is very important. It's very important for women to have this Pap smear done on an annual basis. And we recommend it on women once they reach puberty, when they see their gynecologist, again, maybe in their early 20s, when they start seeing their gynecologist, to get a Pap smear done every year. The Pap smear is just a little scraping of the cervix, and then those cells are looked at under the microscope with a special stain. And we're able to see if there's any early signs of dysplasia or pre-malignant changes in these cells. And by doing this, we could find early changes in the cells in the cervix that might ultimately grow and become cervical cancer, but we can nip it in the bud, so to speak, because if we see these changes, the gynecologist can go in there and remove that part of the cervix where those abnormal cells are and prevent a cervical cancer from happening. Also, we have found that human papillomavirus, HPV, is also associated with a higher risk of cervical cancer. So when the gynecologist is doing a Pap smear, he or she can also do a test for the HPV virus to see if there's an antigen to it in the specimen and to see if you are at a higher risk for cervical cancer because you have the HPV. If you do have the HPV, it doesn't mean you're going to get cervical cancer. It just means you're at a higher risk. All the more reason to make sure that you're prudent and you get your Pap smear on an annual basis and see your gynecologist every year.
For more information on this type of cancer or any other cancers, please call Dr. Scott Ackerman at First Coast Oncology, 904-880-5522, or visit us on the web at www.firstcoastoncology.com.